And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From the Covey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric and Glenn keep the fire burning bright, fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us, breaking down the moments from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric and Glenn with the fan base pride, talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go, Giants! Yes, yes, yes! Oh! Eric and Glenn breaking it down, all Giants all the time.
All right, welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live. Myself, Lou, and Glenn will be with here shortly. He is taking care of some of his radio business, but he will be with us here shortly. Lou, what is today?
It's the disco Friday night.
That's right, baby. It's Friday night. Let's go. Woo! What's up, everyone? Again, welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live. It's Friday night. Back here again. It's 8 o'clock. Myself, Glenn, and Lou do it all over again. Talk some Giants baseball. Little Giants news in there. Buster Posey gave an interview to a few people. I think he had a Zoom. I think there's a few people on it, so we'll talk about that. But, Glenn, it's Friday. No news. We're on Framber Valdez watch, my friend.
Any truth to the expression, Eric, that no news is good news? I'd like some news. That would be
like some news, right? I would like some news. No, 100%, right? Come on.
Hey, the only thing that's been cooking the last couple of days here is all of a sudden, have you heard more rumors, right? This is what happens this time of the year. Rumors.
That's all we got, man. That's all we got.
Today I was hearing, why don't the Giants go out and get Joe Ryan? Perfect trade partner. So I don't know, buddy.
Oh, well, yeah, we could talk a little bit about that because the Minnesota Twins are in, I don't know what's going on. They had a brand new Pobo, and he's out. We're 2 weeks until pitchers and catchers report, and the Pobo is out. So I don't know what's going on over in Minnesota. It makes me wonder if some of those guys are going to be available being late here in the offseason. I don't know. But
well, who's going to move them?
Yeah, there you go. Right. I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell's going on in Minnesota, but it's
certainly can't be business as usual.
Yeah, right. It's a mess. Lou, Eric, what's up, man?
I didn't know.
Go ahead.
Listen, I was just gonna. I just late. I've been going until 5 this morning. I just ran into the other room to get ready. I got the same shirt on for like 3 days in a row here. I did not know that it was like, was it like a lumberjack challenge going on somewhere in the world? Look at Lou.
There you go. What's up, Jim? Lou, what's up, man?
Hey, Glenn. It's sort of amazing. I was talking to Eric in the green room. A pitcher that I thought might have had a future with the Giants got traded, as you know, yesterday. for another catcher and international money. But I think we now have seven catchers on the roster. It's getting a little out of control because I think this year we've signed 3 or 4 in the offseason. And who knows, maybe that guy who we signed 2 years that always got injured still we're paying. It's just, I don't know. I thought Tang last year sort of proved himself, and he's one of those guys that are sort of the middle guy that I thought could maybe help us out. So I was sort of surprised they traded him. What do you think, Glenn?
Yeah.
Or Eric?
You know what? I liked what I saw from him late last year. He was thrown into and then there's the same cast of characters around, chats, and there's a lot of people. Oh yeah, don't drink that Kool-Aid. He's not going to save anybody. But man, you know what? I will say this, Lou. There is a trend that follows these Giants players. They get the hell out of here, and they do well somewhere else, Lou. What say you, Eric?
Yeah, I was surprised, man, because as far as the depth is concerned, I mean, he was going to be one of your guys, right? Wasn't he? He was going to be one of your guys. And granted, last year he had some flashes. It seems like he always had an inning where he would get into trouble, and then the rest of the game he seemed to be okay. But yeah, I was surprised. But we're going to get into this because I think there may be I don't want to say a link, because what happened? Okay, well, they picked up another catcher, as you said, Lou. They picked up another catcher from the Houston Astros. But more importantly, they picked up another $250,000 on the international for the international money. So now they've traded away 2 players and they've accumulated $500,000 worth of international money that they could use on the international draft. Now, I kind of been thinking about this. You know what else that $500,000 equals? How much do the Giants get penalized if they do decide to sign Framber Valdez?
Ooh, can they use that money?
You get penalized $500,000 in international money. So maybe they're trying to offset.
Yeah, that's actually.
I don't. You never know. I mean, you never know, because did they need another catcher, right? Or maybe they're going to use one of these catchers for a trade too. I mean, how many catchers they got? You got Daniel Susac, you got Jesus Rodriguez, right? Hold on, you picked up Susac on the Rule 5, so he's got to be on the 26 man. Otherwise, you got to send him back. You got Jesus Rodriguez, who they traded for at the trade deadline last year. They picked up that guy Hesse, right? They got that guy, and now you traded for another minor league catcher. So hey, I mean, they got catchers out the wazoo right now.
Well, the more catchers you have, maybe we'll have some kind of, there'll be an epiphany during the preseason, Eric. Somebody's going to step up and wow them, and then we can move on from this Patrick Bailey guy who can't hit.
You don't like him.
It's like, Lou, did they ever do caravans through California, the Bay Area? Some of these teams, I know it's popular in football. You just put out an invitation in the newspaper, and people show up, and then, hey, you could be our new catcher, and everybody shows up, and we picked you. I mean,
well, you know what? Hey, before we do that, let's.
I didn't see them getting another catcher.
Let's honor good old Kai Tang. Let's go ahead and. Pour out a 40 for the man. Nice. He is no longer a San Francisco Giant. We appreciate your services, Kaiway. Unfortunately, he got some bigger and better things to take care of, right? So, again, tribute to good old Kai Tang. There we go. Cool.
I'd rather have a Tommy's margarita.
You wouldn't be pouring that, though, right? You wouldn't be pouring, an Old E is okay to go ahead and dump. I don't know about a Tommy's margarita, though. That's a little.
Oh, different. we poured a few pitchers. I know that.
Yeah,
we poured a few.
I mean, again, I did. I found that interesting that they actually traded him, because I thought, again, he was a spot starter. He was a long man. There was a little bit of a value to him. So yeah. There you go, Giants.
Maybe it's just another case, Eric, of the San Francisco Giants. When you least expect something, they do something. So, I didn't see this either. Right? And maybe it opens up the door for McDonald. I think it was either Tang or McDonald. So I think McDonald now slides in nicely.
Well, I mean, God dang, you got Beck, you got Wynn, you got Wisenhunt, you got Seymour, you got McDonald, you got Birdsong, you got guys all over the place as far as young guys, and then of course the bullpen guys. But
I would rather have quality than quantity. I'm not going to stress that
I
anymore.
agree.
But
I 100%
And
agree.
they did need to make a room on the 40.
No.
With the new
Well, yeah, they
acquisition
did.
stuff.
Yes,
They
that
did,
one,
so.
and you did have right. And look, Luis Matos. If I was him, I'd be looking over my shoulder too, because I don't know if there's a spot for him. McRae, I don't know if there's a spot for him on the 40, right? I mean, those two guys, because you signed Bader, the way it looks right now, the way it's lining up, and by the way, that's another thing the Giants announced today. They said Jung-Hoo Lee is definitely moving to right field.
Right field, yeah.
So you got Ramos in left, Bader in center, and you got Jung-Hoo Lee in right. Who's going to be the fourth outfielder? It's probably going to be Drew Gilbert, right? So what's that? Where's that leave Matos and McRae? They may be on the way. Those are two guys that could be vulnerable. I don't know about the pitching. You never know. Again, Beck and Wynn have been around for a while, so we'll see.
don't forget another right-handed hitting outfielder. Still got Encarnacion, Eric.
Encarnacion. I think he's going to be a bench guy. And you know what? I think he's going to be one of those guys where it's late in the game and you need someone just to take out a lefty, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right.
I think
late
it's going to be
game.
more like it's going to be late in the season and we're going to be wondering what he's still doing on this roster.
Maybe.
Gee.
Maybe. But what does this mean? I mean, look, the news is still out there. I'm still hearing San Francisco Giants, New York Mets, Armand. Come on, dude. Don't be happy about getting Framber if you get him, because you guys already got Peralta. Move along, man. Move along. And then you got the Baltimore Orioles. Hey, what's up, Booney? What's up, Booney? I see you out there. But
all right, Lou, you know, we talk every night about a weakness here, weakness there, the weak bullpen, and we need starting pitching. You know what I'm starting to think, Lou? Eric has kind of thrown things around here and stirred the pot a little bit. The witch's brew. He's dressed all in his black tonight, looking good. I'm starting to think our weak spot, our big weakness, is our bench. We have none.
The bench is a little weird. Yeah.
We have nothing, Eric. All right. So you're throwing out the names of these guys. McRae's not an everyday guy.
He's not a guy you want coming off the bench.
Not an everyday. So what happens? There's an injury, Eric. Somebody goes down, going to spend 60 days, DL. What happens then? You got to have a bench. We had a bench last year. Another thing that I don't know why Buster Posey's come in and done some good things, but he's also broke up the band in a way. He got rid of our setup guy last year. Oh, I would have loved to stay. Rogers did nothing but good things for us last year. I think he won game, Lou. One game.
He was really good. He was solid.
Bad outing. The rest, he was money in the bank as your setup guy. We had a closer. Whether you liked him or not, we had a closer. I don't think they should be dealing closers when you don't have a closer to put into that role.
Well, to your point, Glenn, I thought the Giants were going to pick up a closer. Right? So that's okay. If you wanted to trade those guys away, but then in the offseason you pick up a closer, okay, I get it. But they haven't picked up a closer. So I don't know what the hell is going on.
And haven't they already gone on? They've already gone on record, I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there some kind of a write-up somewhere along the way during the playoffs, maybe slightly after that? They were going to go into this season and it's going to be by committee.
Oh, they said that at the end of last season. I don't know if that's what they're.
Well, if that's what they said,
that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. It is.
Well, that's Giants baseball, right? Just do it by committee. We'll just.
What is that though? Right?
It just spells.
I'm gonna throw this into
lost. It's bad.
Lewis talked about the bullpen a couple of times, and you would think of someone like Buster Posey, who understands, what it means to have a solid bullpen. There's got to be something going. I don't know what, but there's got to be, right, Lou? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think when Buster was here, everyone had roles, and I'll just go down. Who is our stopper? When you really think about it.
At this particular time, I'm going to say Ryan Walker. Okay. Until otherwise.
On a scale of 1 to 10, he's about a 6. Who's our 8th inning guy?
You know who I think it's going to be? I got a feeling it's going to be Hinches, the lefty. I got a feeling that's who it's going to be.
Listen, Lou. Listen what he's doing. You're starting with it, Eric.
Okay.
Maybe.
Remember,
He's asking.
our pitching only
I know.
went literally 4.2. So who's going to be our 6th, 7th inning to get to our question marks in the 8th and 9th?
Right.
That's a big problem. And to me, it feels like we're using Scotch tape, not Gorilla tape that I know is going to stick. We're using Scotch tape to try to hold things together, and hopefully it doesn't get wet or watered down. Because if not, it's just going to explode. And, I think the big problem is the Giants, again, others bring up the catcher spot. We have a lot of holes, and we really haven't. I think baseball is 5 games, okay? Five different scenarios. Starting pitching. Our pitching's improved a little bit, but we don't really have a lot of depth. We have a lot of question marks that might be depth. Our bullpen, a lot of problems, okay? Clutch hitting. We don't have any clutch hitting still. Someone with runner scoring position. Our defense, has it gotten better? Maybe a little bit, but not as good as it should be for a major league team in the NL West. And last but not least, coaching. We have a new guy at the top of the helm. We have a guy who we're not sure if he's going to make the year because of his age, and Claude and Mr. Washington. We still don't know really who the first and third, the pitching coach.
They have not announced that. They have not announced that.
So now the 5 parts of the game, if you notice, everybody else is improving in all 5 aspects. And, I'll just give it like a little scenario like the Atlanta Braves. They've gotten better, who weren't in the playoffs last year. I think the Arizona has gotten better this year. It's gotten to the point now where we're just hoping. And I know Glenn hates that we're competitive. Well, I'm sorry. We're the San Francisco Giants, okay? Competitive is not good enough. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that from Buster. I don't want to hear that from Mania. I'm sick and tired of Susan and Alex saying, oh, we're going to be competitive. Watch. No, we're not. Because the team we have right now isn't as good as last year, depth-wise, hitting-wise, pitching-wise. That's got a result of disaster written all over it. And the great thing is Glenn brought this up the other night. They have a lot of excuses. Well, it's Tony V's first year. Give him a chance. Last year we did that with Buster. Well, the Giants don't want to go over the CPT. Give them a chance. When we get close to the trade deadline, we'll do something if we have to. Okay, well, every year guys keep coming up with the same excuse. Last year, it was Melvin's problem. He couldn't control, right? And then our bench coach couldn't control these guys running the bases. It's just so many excuses. It's just starting to get old. It's sort of like how they say when they did the Fan Fest. Oh, my God, it was so crowded. People, they were jumping over fences trying to get close to Tony V. That's not what I heard, and that's not what I saw.
It's not true.
It wasn't that crowded. People waited in line, never got even close. It was a disaster. And that's sort of what the season's coming up to right now. A lot of problems. And if it doesn't work out, they have excuses. Oh, we tried Buster. Oh, we tried Tony V. I don't want it. I want to see a competitive team and have fun. And that's really what it's all about. And that's what baseball is about.
I've said it in years gone by too recently, and I've said this to Eric. We're entering this season, Eric, and it's kind of melancholy, isn't it? I told you, with Wilmer gone, I don't even have a player to latch my wagon to. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be a buzz, the excitement. And I turn on KMBR, they're talking was the Super Bowl. And the 49ers. Well, the 49ers are out. They're out for a week. They're done. Kaput. Zero. Gone. Bye-bye. See you next year. They're still the talk. I don't even hear them talking about the San Francisco Giants, Eric. Why? Because it's it's not.
I'll tell you what,
it's not the flavor of the week, as Lou would say. It ain't the flavor of the week.
If they sign Framber Valdez, the San Francisco Giants are going to be in the news. There's no doubt about it. Now let's talk a little bit about this. I can't bring up the article because you got to be a paid member. John Shea had a nice article again in the San Francisco Standard. Other people have reported it on it as well. Buster Posey, right? He's kind of playing it. He's playing it cool. He's not over promising and under delivering, because that's something that Farhan did all the damn time. Those of you who follow the Giants and understand what it was like to have Farhan as your president of baseball operations, it wasn't fun in the offseason. So let's see what Buster Posey, because again, he didn't rule out. He said the doors are not closed on adding to the rotation, with the talk of Framber Valdez. Again, he says they're happy with what they have. But again, you kind of have to say that. Because if you go out there and say, yeah, we could add another star, well, you lose leverage. It looks bad, because then if you don't get the guy that you want, then what happens? Then you wind up looking, you got egg on your face, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't have to go out and say that. He can hold the cards close to the vest, Eric.
No,
but at the end of the day, he still does. He does have to produce, and he's not producing.
But this is what he's also said. He also said the Giants have got some balls in the air. So, in other words, they got something going on.
I got to feel that for about 8 years now.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, we're going after this guy and after this guy. That's what that means, Eric. We're after this guy.
No, because this is Buster Posey's second year. He came through last year. There's no reason that we don't think that's unless he doesn't have the money. And that's something else he said. He said they are not. I repeat, they're not opposed to going over to CBT. They said they will not have a problem. I'm a paraphrase that they will not, depending on who the players are, they're not going to stand fast that, hey, we only can go up to the CBT. There is willingness to go above it. So I like hearing that.
Because, you can hear it, but I won't believe it till I see it.
Right. Of course. Look, you still got to get the deal done, right? There's no doubt about it. But at least he's not coming out like Greg Johnson.
I'd love it.
And saying we're not going to do this and not going to do that, having some absolutes in there. You don't want to have absolutes. So I'm interested to see what the Giants are going to do. Obviously, Buster Posey wants to add more to the team. And that's all you can ask for as the president of baseball operations. Does it mean that a deal is going to come through? No, it doesn't. But at least he is out there. He's got irons in the fire, as they say. And whether or not they can pull something out, I don't know.
That's not getting the juices flowing, Eric. Irons in the fire and cookies and wannabes. I grew up in the East Coast of Canada, over in Cape Breton. I grew up when I was a teenager. I looked like Lou. I was wearing that jacket and wandering the fields and the woods.
The ladies giving dates advice. It's good, isn't it?
Everybody used to say, oh, the Sam Squanch is out there. I haven't seen one, Eric. You can say he's out there, but until I see him, I don't believe in him. Or what do you guys have in the States? The abominable snowman? We had the Sam Squanch. Yeah.
Hey,
the
Eric,
old $6 million man.
Eric and Glenn, the one thing I did notice is, and which I think sort of upsets me being a Giants fan, is I see the A's are in, they're signing their young guys.
Yeah, they're extending them.
They have more young guys. I mean, it's sort of ridiculous. Like I brought up earlier, last year they were 1-2 in rookies of the year. They have some other studs. They just signed a guy 7 years for $70 million. Stuff when you have great talent, you can sign him for young, sort of like what we did with Webb, and then it helps the team so you have money to spend later on. That's the biggest problem with the Giants is you bought up Matos. We have no clue. Why would we see him? We didn't see him last year.
Nope.
So it's one of those things where I think right now, especially where, there's a lot other teams in the news. If they don't get FV, we'll use his initials until we get him, Mr. Framber, is this. We're not even going to associate anymore us going to a bar or anything, because before we were always competing with 5 or 6 teams. It sounds like we're competing with 2.
That's what it sounds like.
And if we can't pull this, then I don't think we're going to pull anything until, the season's going to start.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
You can't be outbid by the damn Baltimore Orioles, right? Come on, man. Come on. I get the Mets, right? If he goes to the Mets, okay. We understand what Steve Cohen's all about. So I wouldn't feel as bad. Armand, don't get any ideas. Just because I say that doesn't mean I'm not going to be pissed. I'll be pissed because I still want the Giants to go out there and get him. That's the guy the Giants need. Honestly, they need him. And here's another thing, and I've been talking about this a little bit too. If you don't get Framber Valdez, right? What do you think it's going to? Let's talk about that. What do you think? What do you think will get Framber Valdez in the orange and black? 4 years? What do you think? 4 years?
Yeah, maybe you can do 3. It's a big area. But hey, before you go to this, I want to ask you one question.
Yeah.
The season ends. Free agency starts. We get Framber, and it's, oh my God, we got the number one pitcher out there. Giants are going for it, right? But they probably, if they would have done that, would have had to probably done 5, maybe 6 years. Now you're getting an opportunity to get the same. He's still the number one free agent pitcher, but you can get him for 3 or 4 years. What's holding you back? That's what I don't understand. Because if we would have got him in November or at the winter meetings, we'd be going crazy. Oh my God. You know, we got what a great 1, 2, 3-headed monster. And we were competing against, 25 other teams. Now it's against 2 others, and we're not going to have to go 5, maybe 6 years. We can maybe get them for 3 or 4. If they can't pull this off, then they're not going to be able, they're going to say, well, we already have 4, maybe 5 big contracts. I don't care. We don't have big contracts for pitching. And last time I looked, pitching is what wins championships.
Buster knows that too. He won 3 championships. He's got the rings. Why? Because they won it with their pitching, Eric. Pitching indeed. Pitching.
That's what you do.
The pitching.
But right.
In 1979, Lou, 1979, big year on the charts. Remember what Elton John said, Lou? Money can't buy you love. So maybe it's another case you don't want to go to San Francisco. So if it doesn't work out, maybe they did have the poker in the fire, so to speak. But,
no, this is what you do. This is what you do. First off, Buffalo Bills fan. Haven't seen you here before. Welcome to the fraternity we call Giant Sports Talk Live. He's a Mets fan. We got a bunch of Mets fans in here. Hey, you're welcome. He says, as a Mets fan, I'm rooting for you guys to win the division over the Dodgers. That's going to be a tall order, but I hear you. But if you get Framber, it gets interesting. And to your point, right? If you want to get Framber, right? Not only do you got to write him the check, but Buster Posey needs to roll in with his 3 wings, right? In his arms, he should have 3 World Series trophies. And you set him down and you explain to Framber, you know how I got all this stuff? Pitching. And you could be part of this. I mean, that's you. If that's what you got to do a sell job, right? So that's what you do. You show them.
Wait a second. I understand. I agree, Eric. But what happens? You're Framber. You're at the table, or I'm Framber. I'm at the table. You're like giving me that spiel. You just gave me the whole spiel, and you poured me another drink, thinking that's going to win me over. And all of a sudden, I go, I like what I hear. Who's your closer? Who's going to hold this down for me? Your answer is?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Hey, maybe Buster has that answer. But, more importantly than that, you're going to have to show up with the check. And let's talk about this. I said 4 years, right? With 4 years, $35 million a year for 4 years, $165 million contract. Does that get Framber to the San Francisco Giants?
Well, Eric, I went to high school 8 years. I'm no dummy. But that'd be 140, so we're actually even cheaper.
Oh, my bad.
170.
My bad.
So
I was thinking.
The one thing too is I see in the chat, sign him 4 years, 140 million, and an opt out after the second year, because you're going to have to figure something out with Ray, and it gives you a little time in case you're trying to do it.
Totally.
So that is very reasonable. The other thing too is originally, like I said, when he was the number 1 free agent, he probably was looking for 5, probably 200 million. I'm just saying, because he thought he was that good, out the injury, a lefty and all that. Now you're getting him for literally 60% of what you thought he was going to cost. No excuse. No excuse. You actually will finally have an ace, which Webb is not an ace. Can you guys tell me the last guy who we had was an ace? We've had a lot of guys that are sort of in between. And I'm not talking about the greatest playoff performance. Webb, Kane, Timmy, they were just like a level below an ace. Okay? but we haven't had the guy that comes out where when the opposing team comes to Oracle, they say, oh, shit. We got him second. We better win game one, or now we're going to lose the series, and we got a chance of being swept.
Must see TV.
Yeah. And again, a lefty ace is so hard to get. There's no excuse.
So is $35 million a year for 4 years? Does that do it? I would think so. 4 years. I mean, he'll be age 36 by that time. I mean, I would do that. I mean, come on, you got to get a replay. And here's another thing: he still has strikeout stuff, and his ground ball percentage is 61%. Even if his ground ball rate falls to 50% at the end of the contract, you're still at the creme de la creme of ground ball.
And Eric, one of the great things, you'll come back to it, is he pitched he pitched in Houston. That's a hitter's ballpark.
Yeah.
Imagine
that's a hitter's
now
ballpark
at Oracle, where it's a pitcher's thing.
Yes. And talk about this. And how about this? Would you rather sign Framber now at that $140 million range? If you want to go a little bit more, that's fine. Would you rather go get him than 100% missing out on Skubal next year when he's going to be at between 350 and 400? You see what I'm saying? Because because you damn well know if the Giants don't sign Framber Valdez this year, there's going to be a clamoring next year. Well, then let's go get freaking Tariq Skubal. And we all know that is not, again, you're saving yourself $150 to $200 million by signing Valdez this year, who's still a damn good pitcher. And you just talked about it, and you play half of his games at Oracle Park. He's going to be even better. As compared to overpaying for, I mean, you're overpaying for Valdez anyways, but then the gross overpay for Skubal. Right? I mean, come on. Go get that shit done. Skubal is a Met. Yeah, maybe.
There are a lot of teams out there that have said we won't even talk to Framber. Don't want him anywhere near our ball club. Nothing good can come from that. Not a dressing room guy. He's cancer in the locker room, cancer to the team. So, Eric, what's your fine line? Do you go, to hell with that, I want him? Or do you have to balance that? Are the Giants balancing that at all?
I don't think it's here. You know what? Let's bring up something. Someone who knows.
Well, that is all I've heard more about that than his potential signing, Eric.
Well, because people are talking about it rather than what other teams may be valuing in him. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. There's something in here I need to find.
While you're doing that, Glenn, you remember the great group that should have been bigger, the Babies? People talking and they're saying that you're leaving, Mr. John Waite. So unhappy.
I'm back on my feet again. That's what we need the Giants to do. Get back on their feet again, Lou.
Yep.
Here we go.
I was so lonely until I met.
Here we go.
Sorry. The Babies.
We got singing. Look at this. Earlier today, Mike Krukow hopes Giants are pursuing pitcher Framber Valdez amid rumors. How about that? Let's see what Krukow had to say. Again, he's your old school guy. He's the one that understands what baseball was back in the day. He was a red ass. He's got that knowledge, of course, of pitching. So let's see what he has to say. Asking if signing about Framber, he goes, well, I hope so. Again, this is quotes. This is what Krukow said. I think he's one of the top pitchers in the game, and I like his style because he's extremely unique. High three-quarter release, big curveball, one of the best in the game. Clayton Kershaw type curveball. He not only gets strikeouts, but he gets ground balls. We've already talked about that. He also has one of the best sinkers that gets a lot of ground balls, and he's left-handed. I mean, what's not to like? All right. Let's see what else he says. Once you make a mistake like that, again, when he nailed his catcher, you never make it again because you realize you just made yourself the biggest hemorrhoid in baseball. And that's the last thing that you want to do. All right. He goes, I don't think it's an issue as you go forth with this guy, Krukow added. I think he atoned for it. I think he felt bad for it. He made a terrible mistake, but I don't think that's going to hurt any club for wanting this guy. And that would include the Giants. So, again, this is coming from Krukow. I would think that he has a little bit of knowledge, maybe a little bit of insight, and maybe what the Giants are doing, maybe not. But Speaking as far as a pitcher is concerned, look, it was a one-time incident. Tell me another incident where Framber Valdez had something similar to this on the field, because I haven't seen it.
And Eric, Glenn brings up a point. He's a problem, but you know what? If the guy goes 22-7 with an ERA of 2.5, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
I just want to see results on the field. I don't care if he doesn't get along in the day. What does that mean to me? I want to see what he does when he's playing. It's the same thing. We're doing the same thing with Tony V. He was good in college. Okay, great. That means absolutely nothing to me. I want to see you do it on the major leaguer. It's the same thing with Eldridge. Oh my God, the guy's great in AA, AAA. Yeah, but in the pros, that's what it counts. So
exactly.
I just think that's something important.
Joe, look at that. He's from the Rio Grande Valley in Texas. Look at that. Look at that. Good show tonight. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. All right, let's get to the super chat. I forgot about it. TB, thanks for reminding me, TB. I get that way sometimes. $5. Thank you, TB. Mr. Walter wants to win a ring every year more than the fan base. Again, we're talking Dodgers here. He is making the Dodgers the most valuable franchise in all of sports. Yeah. You can't deny that. They're willing to write the checks. And they're having no problem, especially when you're bringing the trophies and the rings. So no, they're
at the end of the day, we're no LA Dodgers. Eric.
Who is?
They want somebody. They go out and get them. There's none of these shenanigans that we go through. Well, maybe. Well, they've been in talks 3 times. The Dodgers just go, okay, we want them. Come on over.
And I'll tell you something right now.
I respect that.
We could say that about every other baseball team. Maybe the Mets are the closest to what the Dodgers are doing, but every club is facing. It's not just the reason why it's highlighted for the Giants is because they're in the same division as us. So it's magnified, and I get it. But
so what is
every damn team in the major leagues are facing the same thing. It's like you can't go out there. You can't go out there dollar for dollar against the Dodgers right now.
Why not?
You just can't. They're not willing to do that. Clubs are not willing to be able to do that.
They're not willing to. They can do it, Eric.
Well, it's money, though, man. That's a lot of money. Guggenheims are swimming in it. They got a printing press.
Then sell the team. Then sell the team.
But that's not how it works, because they don't care about that. You got to remember, these owners. How many of these owners are quote unquote baseball fans, and how many of them are looking for a return on investment? Let's be honest. If we're going to have this
8% no baseball, the other 92 are in it.
There you go.
But here's the one thing, Eric.
I think you got to be both.
Yeah, 10, 12 years ago,
these owners,
the Dodgers couldn't even pay payroll because the owner was going through a divorce.
Yes,
and
correct.
in 12 years, they've done that to now top.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, they didn't care about the old Dodgers. That's the problem with the Giants. We're talking 11, 12 years ago. That is gone. Baseball's changed. Oracle Park has changed. Now instead of panda hats, we have the Alu things, or what, I'm not even sure, those feather things. We have to start changing the way baseball is changing. You could say 3 years ago. Now you're telling me the Chicago White Sox last year that had one of the worst records of all time is supposed to be 77 wins? That's almost the Giants. Is that what you're telling me? That's how quick baseball can change. But you got to have people that know what you're doing.
Yes.
And I think that's a big problem with the Giants.
Hey, let's talk about the 70s and 80s when George Steinbrenner had the Yankees, right? Why were they called the evil empire? Because they did what the Dodgers are doing now. So you got to have an owner.
What did they do? They spent money. Eric, I'm going to give you an example.
But you have to have an owner that's willing to do that.
The time is nigh. It is right now, today, now is the time to take advantage of the change in baseball. Spend the money. You get a return on that money, a la Shohei Ohtani, especially if you get a good international player.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair.
Now you tell me, Eric, they shouldn't be spending all. Open the vault. Spend it now. Why? Aaron Judge now is a deal compared to Kyle Tucker.
I know. We say that all the time, man. And
that's one season later. He's making $20 million more. A year.
Contracts don't get cheaper.
Exactly. So
they
get it
expensive.
done now.
Well, there you go. That's why I said you go get Framber. Framber is a fantastic starting pitcher who you will not have to pay through the nose if you're going to try to get Scooble next year. Because what other starting pitcher is going to be out there? What other starting pitcher is going to be out there? Okay, if they run with the young guys, right? Well, guess what? Now next year Ray is gone, Malley is gone. So now what do you got in your rotation? And what if the young guys don't pan out? Now you're stuck in a rock and a hard place. Now you got Webb and Hauser and maybe Roop. And then what are you going to do with what are you going to do with the other two? What are you going to do with 4 and 5? If you go out there and you get Framber, well, now you got a little bit of consistency because Webb will be here for another 3 years. Framber will be here for however many years he decides to sign if he decides to come here. And then you're solving some problems ahead of time rather than figuring it out next year when you may not have as many pitchers.
I agree with both of you guys that Matos has to be a guy looking over his shoulder.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Eric, there's got to be more moves coming. There's got to be. If I was a bet man, there's got to be, especially pitching. Why? Because Lou threw out our buddy's name, Matos, a little while ago. Well, what are these guys going to do? Eric, you had your chance 2 seasons ago to play the young guys. And all of a sudden, they're going to play all the young guys.
I know, man.
I don't believe nothing. Eric, check Buster Posey's nose. He's pulling another Pinocchio on us.
No, he's not. He hasn't said nothing.
I don't believe anything nothing. They do say, Eric.
He's not saying they're going out there and getting it. All they're saying is the door hasn't closed. They're happy with the rotation as it is. We got some balls in the air. That's all he's not over promising. He's
covered his ass either way. Eric,
you have to do that.
So they're happy.
You have to do that.
We don't need Framber. We're happy with this pitching staff.
You can't do that. You can't come out and say, you know what? We really need a starting pitcher because guess what? Now the price goes through the freaking roof. You look weak. You lost leverage. And then what have you done to the fan base? You done pissed them off even more.
I don't think you look any weaker. I don't think you look any weaker, Eric, than going out there and saying we're so happy with the pitching staff.
Buster Posey can't come out and act like a fan. He has to act like the president of baseball operations. We will take care of that. Myself, Glenn, Lou, we will take care of the hyperbole and all that crap. As the president of baseball operations, he has to be careful in what he says because, again, it has ramifications. We saw that. How many times did we talk bad about Farhan because he did the same thing that we're talking about what Buster Posey to do? So we got to you got to go out there and you got to play your cards right. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't, well, guess what? You didn't go out there and tell everybody, hey, yeah, I've made all these promises. They're gonna. It's not going to be easy, man, right? I mean,
Eric, I think he sounds like a fan.
It's already difficult enough.
I love his ventriloquism skills. I love when he does that. There we go. I think he does talk like a fan, Eric. I think he sets himself up. He tells it, we're so happy with this pitching staff.
Yeah. You got to say,
are they thrilled with it, or is he lying to you, Eric? Because talking like a fan? Well, I'm a fan. I think the pitching staff stinks. We're not competitive. So if Buster Posey's the know-all be-all and he's not talking like a fan, why does he sound like he's talking like a fan?
He's not. He's just he's backing up the moves that he's made. That's what he's doing.
Or lack thereof. Hey,
but there's more coming. That's the thing. There's more coming. Whether what it's going to be, we don't know. Look, right? Can we all say that there's something's going to happen, but who is that going to involve? Man, I have no idea because it looks like Buster Posey wants to do more. Hey, look at this. Randy donates $10.
Blue Jays. They went out there and opened the vault for one of the first free agent signings, and that really set this thing out.
Yeah, it did. It really screwed some things up. Randy Hoffman donates 10, says, what is the grade now? What would you grade if they get okay. Don't dock Glenn for being late. Nice, Randy.
I wasn't late. I was in the green room.
Yeah, he was in the green room. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about this. Currently, as the Giants, actually, I'll keep that up for a while. As the moves that they have already done.
And this is the offseason, right?
Yes,
No,
for the
no
offseason.
offseason.
What's the offseason grade that you would give them up to this point?
D-.
Ooh, okay.
I was going to say a C because we're grading on.
That's where I was going to go. I was going to go a C.
D?
A C.
C.
Yeah, a C.
I think they've gotten rid of more players than they've gotten, and I think it should get technically you could give it an F. Why? Because Lou at the beginning of the show said we're worse now than we were last year. So if we're worse now than we were last year, that's a big F.
I'll say a C. If you get Framber,
why would you give him a C?
Because it's mid.
What have they done?
It's mid. What is C? An average, right?
Yeah, but what have they done?
You've gotten depth in the rotation, and that's
We
about
got
it.
2 fillers, and then we got about 3
Lou.
guys that came out of the ambulance that we're hoping will heal fine.
And you fixed
Thanks, Lou.
outfield. You fixed the outfield defense. So
Yesterday they found a catcher who was one swing away from.
He's a minor leaguer.
Starbucks.
That's nothing. That's
So,
nothing. That means
maybe it should be an F. Maybe it should be an F. We've gone backwards.
I would say a C.
I would never give him a C. But that's okay.
Now, if they get Framber, let's say that. What do you give them if they get Framber? Oh, you're muted. Is he muted? He's muted, right?
Sorry, I'm trying to get the mouse. I would say probably a B minus. B minus because you did get a great pitcher. The problem is you get a great starter. You really haven't done anything for the bullpen, in my mind. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. And I think one of the biggest problems with the Giants last year, as we said, if you take Webb out, I think it was like 3.2 thirds of an inning. That means you had to have a bullpen for 5.
Yeah.
And now you traded Tang. I'm still a big fan of his drink, but now you have a lot of question marks. And again, when you go back to the Giants in 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, everyone knew their assignments. Right now with the bullpen, we don't know everyone's assignment. We have a guy that we think will be the closer because we have nobody else, and that's a bad sign.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I would give them, if they get Framber, I would give them, I think then I'd move up to a D.
You move up to a D. Okay, interesting.
I'd give them a D because if they get Framber, you can't give them an A+ for, we signed Framber. Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Why does it deserve a D? All the points Lou's making tonight.
All right, here we go.
You got Framber.
Braden, what's up, Braden?
I know this, know that. Jesus. There'll be not even any fans come August when not making the playoffs, Eric.
Bray comes in and says if you add Donovan and Framber, it's an A. Hey, if they add both of those guys,
A, Eric, A
wow.
to me, A makes me a World Series contender. That's an A off.
Well, no, we're just talking off-season moves on how well they improved their team. That's what we're going.
We haven't improved at all now, so I'd say F.
Okay, there's Glenn's with the F. If they added Donovan and Framber, you're
definitely probably a solid B because you got to remember you've got 2 pitching, you got a second baseman, you have a center fielder, you actually have a guy that could hit, and you get an ace. So I mean that's a lot, and a lot of other teams haven't done that. But again, that is a lot to get. We're hoping we can just get one of those.
Yeah, we haven't done any of it. So I don't think they deserve it. I tell you, my dad wouldn't like the report card, Eric.
Okay. Interesting.
I just find that other teams, Eric, other teams don't always make the big splash, but they fill their needs. Something we're not
Giants
doing.
had a lot of needs to fill, and they did fill them.
What?
They did. They needed more bullpen depth. They don't have a closer. Don't get me wrong. They needed starting pitching depth, and they got it with Malian and Hauser. Yeah. They needed to improve the outfield defense. They improved the outfield defense. Now the only thing they got to do is they got to get that bona fide guy in that damn rotation, man. I tell you.
Okay, Friday night check-in. Lou, how many games do we win next year?
77.
Yep.
I'm still 75.
75. I'm at 80, 81 with Bader. So mid, yeah, 500. And I would think that the San Francisco Giants see the same. No, come on.
Well, Eric, I think it's a bad sign already. If you're Lou would know best. Lou, it's a bad sign over there in Vegas. They seem these Vegas guys, Eric, when they set lines, these pricks know what they're doing. Man,
Yeah.
they can
I've
set
seen 80 and a half, 81 and a half.
They can set a football games over under at like 52 and a half and the score 53-0. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. And when they get the White Sox moving up to 77 wins, and they're only going to be maybe 3 wins under what we're going to get, that's a bad sign already.
Well, here's the thing, and I've said this on other shows. Last year, 4 of the top 8 pitchers in the minor leagues were pitched for the Chicago White Sox. And what they did is they didn't move guys like Eldridge up too quick. They said, hey, let's get these guys going. Because as Eric says, there's always a chance when you got young arms, you go to the pros, you try that extra 3 miles an hour, that extra curveball. That's when the Tommy John surgeries happen, right? So they're doing it the right way. And the other thing, too, is they told their fans, hey, guys, we're young. I mean, I think their average age is like 23 as a team. Okay. Young. They have Will Venable, a young manager who I think is only like 34, whose dad was Max Venable, who played for the Giants and the Reds.
He was the assistant manager under Bruce Bochy in Texas.
Yeah. So they are going the right way. You look at Oakland. Sacramento, soon to be Las Vegas. They have 5 or 6 young studs. Our biggest problem is our best players offensively are older, 33, 34, 35, and we're stuck with them. The one thing good about signing young guys to those contracts at $70 million, if it doesn't work out, you can always trade those, but you're not going to trade 6 years for $250 million for a 37-year-old. And that's the one thing about the Giants. The other thing, too, is we bring up Matos again, is we keep talking about who are the Giants going to trade to get someone like Donovan. They don't want someone like Matos. Why? The guy hasn't been to the majors in 2 years. Oh, but he has ability. Well, we don't need a guy like that. We already have young guys that we're waiting. And that's the biggest problem. And I think when Buster came on, he said his big thing was he was going to really improve the he was really going to improve the minor leagues. I don't really see a big difference.
No, that takes a while, though.
I think single A and rookie ball, we're good, but triple A is a disaster.
That's the problem.
I saw Eldridge last year up in Reno. I was in Reno. He was up.
You didn't shoot anybody, did you?
Out 4 times.
You didn't shoot anybody up there, did you?
No, I did not. But I'm just saying, it's one of those things where, it takes good quality young guys. Because you remember the trade? The trade for Washington was all single A guys. There was nobody mentioned except, I think, one pitcher in Triple A. The rest were all single A.
I think Wisenhunt was in there.
That was it.
I agree with Lou. What do you do if you want one of our giant young guys? You got to wait it out. Be patient, play the waiting game. And then when we cut bait, you get him for free. Nobody was trading for Luciano. Oh, we could trade Luciano. Everybody wanted him for free.
He got cut again. He's homeless again. Where has he gone? He's gone to the Mets, the Orioles, the Yankees. Did he go to the Mets? I can't remember. He's been all over the damn place. All over the place. Oh, speaking of which, did you guys see the news about Blake Snell? He may not start the season for the Dodgers.
Jesus.
Doesn't need to.
Because
we're paying him, aren't we?
His arm is exhausted. Dude, the guy pitched. How many games did he pitch? He pitched 3 games. Was it 3 games in the playoffs? In the regular season, I think did he even have right? Did he even get into 10 games? Get out of here. My arm is exhausted. Come on, Blake. Come on, dude.
That used to be the go-to move, Eric, when you didn't want to go to training camp, like Bryce Harper. I'm ready to go 10 days out. Maybe Blake Snell all of a sudden has. Remember, he had a good second half with us. Maybe he's just a guy who just want to show. I just want to show up when it's important.
Yeah, he just wants to show up when it's time to really get going on. The rest,
think about it. When was the last time Snell had a preseason?
He did last year, but the year before now. Yeah.
He misses way too much time. And isn't that ironic? And this Lou talks about the game changing. A guy like Snell pitches so much less and makes so much more. He's getting paid by 2 and 3 teams. So, hey, good on him.
Yeah. Hey, check it out. Tahoe guy. $5. Thanks, Tahoe. Says, got a phone call today from the Giants ticket agent. A hard sell on many options. I was a season ticket holder back when the park opened in 2000 through 2024. So what are you going to do, Tahoe guy? Or Tahoe guy, you're going to go in there? You're gonna bite the bullet? You're gonna be another season ticket holder for? Well, no, you said through 2024, so you weren't in 25.
A hard sell.
Have they brought you back in? Has the Giants brought you back in, Tahoe guy? Or are you saying, meh? Maybe not.
Tahoe guy, you know what my response would be if I was Tahoe guy? How come Glenn gets $5 tickets? That would be. We're shelling out some coin for you. And you got a primo. I mean, we all can't, have.
Yeah, but here's the other thing. Do you remember when the first 13 years of Oracle Park, how it was? Complete sellouts. And that's because they had a product on the field that was worth seeing.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I mean, hey, when we go to the games, it's fun. Trust me. I enjoy it. We have great seats. But, the Giants are going to be a hard sell. And, we bring up the schedule is going to be tough. But really, this year, they're not getting any favors on the weekend. I mean, Tampa Bay's isn't a draw. Colorado's not a draw. San Diego's not a draw. I mean, when you think about it, you have the Yankees to open, which is great, and then you have the Dodgers to end. There's going to be a lot of nights where they're going to say, it's
have
crazy.
You seen the ticket prices for that damn opening day? Oh my God. Holy moly. You want to talk about some outrageous up in the third deck? You're talking $180, Glenn. $180.
Well, that's not what we paid last week.
To get a ticket up there to watch freaking opening day.
So, Eric, that game itself,
it's going up there.
It's called a home run if you're a Giant season ticket holder. So my seat.
Gotcha, because it's an opener.
Yeah, my seats cost, I'm not going. My brother's going to the game. $546.
I think it might have a little bit to do with home opener, Eric. Yeah. Don't forget who's coming to town and going to put a beating on the Giants.
Yeah.
So you get that. The second game is like $460 or something. And then once you get these other games, they drop. Like the Mets are $130, except for the last 3 games against the Dodgers, which are like $400 each. The rest of the season, I mean, the other thing too, this year, not 1, but 3 fireworks shows. They have 2 different Star Wars things.
Wow.
Obviously we're going to have to go to a game, the Harry Potter night again, because I think there are 2 of those. So they're almost running out of things to come up with. I mean,
we go to Harry Potter night. Eric and I will dress up like Harry Potter.
And remember, they got lucky because they didn't have anything available, and then Jeff Kent retired, so now they got to make a Jeff Kent retirement thing.
Oh, I'm getting all screwed up here.
There we go.
So,
there he goes.
But yeah, so Eric, with that being the opening, now remember, there's a lot of people confused because it's opening day of the Major League season is actually a night game. So it's a 5:30 start. Then they're off Thursday. Then they play Friday, which is opening day. So it's opening night, then opening day. And then the Saturday game where they're off Sunday is, I think, a 4:10 start for Fox Game of the Week.
Oh, my gosh, man. Well, I keep refreshing Twitter, and I have not seen nothing as far as Framber Valdez. What do you guys think? I mean, we talked about it on Wednesday. Is there going to be any movement as far as Framber? What do you think? Maybe this weekend? You think Saturday, tomorrow, Sunday? Or do you think it gets here? Does he doesn't stretch this out until spring training starts, right? I mean, you're already fighting a reputation from drilling a guy, your catcher. if you hold out until spring training, I mean, doesn't he not take a hit again as far as not finding a team to sign with it by that time?
I think instead of 4 years, it becomes 3.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? If you wait, and maybe that's it.
They were talking about the MLB Network that it doesn't look like he's getting the deal that he wants as far as long-term, and it looks like the short-term deal may be the play.
Yeah.
On the other side of that coin, though, Eric, he may wait it out. You get a team that's like the Giants, and they get desperate. Season will be here.
Well, we'll see what happens.
The other thing, too, is you got to remember during spring training and, of course, the WBC, injuries happen. Maybe he's hoping some pitcher comes back. He's got a good arm. You just don't know.
Here's the problem. If you're not throwing games in spring training, we saw what happens.
Oh, yeah.
It ruins your season. The beginning of the season, you could be fighting an uphill battle because you're not getting your work in.
So is what like 1-8 with an ERA of like 8.
Yeah, remember that? Blake Snell is absolutely horrendous because he signed so late. So I would think that he signs before pitchers and catchers.
I thought you were talking about Ed Seacott Jr. there for a minute, Eric, throwing games. What are you talking about? Lefty, Ed and Lefty.
Soon as he hit the guy, the fix was on. Yep.
Yep. Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah. It's a staring contest, says David. Who will blink first? We'll find out.
Next time we talk about, next time that, I know it's going to be a while, but next time we're talking about guys going into the Hall of Fame or Hall of Shame, it's some of these guys getting in. Joe Jackson. Why is he not in that Hall of Fame, Eric?
Yeah, I think he's eventually, because I know he's eligible now, right? Now he's eligible,
disgrace, man.
We'll see what happens.
Best hitter of all time in most people's eyes. Shoeless Joe. Best hitter of all time. Yeah, they said he cheated in that 1992. Well, he was acquitted, and then of course,
he took the money.
He took the money. He took the money. He didn't take the money. He went in. He refused to play all. The fix was on, and the ownership knew it because he went in before the World Series and said, "I don't want to play." Here's why: I don't want to play. You get on that field. You're playing. Then he batted .375.
Yeah, he had a good series.
He hit the only World Series home run in 19, and he had 37 hits.
If he never took the money, he would have been okay. That's the problem.
Great movie, Black Sox.
Yep.
Sleepy Bill Burns. That's where I'm getting sleepy. We're going to wrap it up soon.
Yeah, let's get the heck.
Hey, Eric, it's Friday night. It's happy hour. Let's hit it.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. Hey, you know what? Yeah, let's do this. Let's as we get out of here. Let's have a little tune to celebrate Friday night. Let's go.
I thought Lou was heading to the Super Bowl or something this weekend. Not like the CFL.
There you go. Hey, you know what else?
Eric, with this, I'd be double-fisted with the Tommy Margaritas. Is that for a lady? No, it's both for me. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. And since it is Friday night, hey, there's not a better place to celebrate than Tommy's, man. Man, I'm hungry now. I'm hungry.
Well, keep an eye. Keep that. You're gonna get trigger finger, eh? You're gonna be like, refresh.
Man, dude, I'm getting that again. I was like that in the beginning, and now with all this Framber and Giants news, we'll see.
Eric, it's all excited. That's a flavor.
I know, man.
Eric,
come on.
If you keep looking, Eric, keep looking. Maybe look.
Yeah, maybe. You never know, man. You never know.
You might find them, and you keep looking. Framber, you might find them.
Maybe. All right, guys. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back here on Monday night, 8 o'clock. If there's news breaking over the weekend, we'll be here talking about it. So, yeah, buddy. Glenn, Lou, it was fun. Let's get the hell out of here.
Chat's been good.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.